This program was first broadcast on Canterbury's access media station, Plains FM, and was made with the assistance of New Zealand On Air.
Today we have the lovely Juliet here and with us talking all about managing the school holidays, which is feeling very real amongst all of this. So bear with us as we talk about how we roll with the school holidays.
Thanks for joining us for Being Real Parents with me, Anna, and my colleague and buddy,
Kate. We work in the parenting space.
And it's here where we'll talk about our worlds as parents, the good, the not so good, and the hilarious, and mix this with what we know about behaviour and psychology.
Hey Juliet, so nice to be here with you again.
And it's lovely to be back with you again as well.
Yeah, nice. So talking all things the school holidays. While we're recording this, I'm currently on day 2. I know the schools kind of staggeredly finish up, don't they? Day 2 for me, and feeling like we're already in the thick of it.
What did we say before? Apparently there's 7 weeks of the...
It's a scary thought.
It is, isn't it? We're a couple of days in as well, and I may have mentioned to my kids that it would be great if they went straight back to school.
Yeah. Such a way.
Yes. I do love you, but school is great as well.
Yeah. These are my first Christmas school holidays, so I'm feeling like the challenge is definitely going to be real.
Yeah, and this is so I've got 3 tamariki, and this is the first time that all 3 of them have been at school, so there's no preschool days to put one of them into. They're all there the whole time.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Yeah, and I was thinking that, so my eldest is 10, so I've been doing these for 5 years, these big holidays, and I still don't feel any more organised or prepared or like I've got it sorted than I did 5 years ago.
No, that is not comforting for me at all, Juliet.
Sorry, that wasn't my role. It's meant to come with the wise ideas. I don't have them.
Oh, I guess, we're definitely going to be real within this, aren't we?
Yeah, and I think that talking about at the moment, like it's just started.
Yeah.
I feel like this is probably the hardest part of it as well. Is like we're still trying to work.
Yeah.
The kids are like, we're done. Give me all the activities and the excitement of my summer holiday. And we're like, no, we've still got things we need to finish.
Yeah, I totally hear that. Even coming here today, both of my tamariki are with my mum, so their grandma, which they love, like, they both love her dearly. But you could see her being like, excuse me, what? Like... Where are you off to? Like,
this is holiday. The teachers told me we're on holiday now.
We've got fun things to do, not just hang around home with Granny. Like, what are you up to, Mum?
Yes.
Yeah, so I can definitely relate to that feeling of, they are done. They're ready to have some fun. And we're like, hang on, hold up.
Yes.
I've still got stuff going on.
I messaged you this morning. I was at the library with my laptop while the kids are playing games, reading books, doing all sorts of things, and I'm like trying to have that headspace of both I'm sending emails, doing work, while also the kids are entertained doing something that's not too terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe learning something in the middle, I don't know.
Yeah. At the moment it's survival, right?
Yes, and trying to have the 2 headspaces.
Yeah,
the work
definitely.
And but kids are around me.
Yeah. The balance that doesn't really exist, does it?
No, it doesn't. The myth of the work-life balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
So, obviously, managing all of that, feeling like you're still wrapping up the things you've got to be doing, but plus kind of feeling like you need to entertain them in some kind of way.
Yeah.
There's a lot, hey?
Yeah. And trying to think about the good things of the holiday as well. Like it's not all going to be terrible, negative. I mean, I do love my children. I do want to spend time with them.
For sure.
It's just the management of it with the work, and then just that finding things to do over that time.
Yeah, nice. And there are some real positive parts of it, hey, like...
no school lunches.
Yeah, no school lunches is definitely the top of my list. I've only been making school lunches for 2 terms, and I was kind of like at the start, what's everyone on about? This isn't so bad. And then like halfway into the first term, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get it now.
The food coming back.
Yeah.
I always feel like a love-hate relationship because it's that each night or morning having to make it, but also when the kids are in the house all the time, then they're there to ask me for food.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're at school, it's like, I've given you food, eat it or don't. Like,
Yeah.
so when they're there's the constant asking. But I do each night when I don't need to prepare a lunch, I'm like, yay.
Yeah.
I can worry about that tomorrow when it's time to eat.
Yeah. So definitely, no school lunches is definitely a positive. Also, just for us and our whānau, it's just it feels a bit slower in the morning. So there's not the like rush of where's the school uniform, where are the shoes. You know, have you done all of those things? Have you got your reading folder?
Yes, I know all these words. Yes.
Is that all working out? And then it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, cool. We're just chilling here for the next little bit. Hey,
yeah, we can and we can also have time to make some different type of memories that we might not have time to make.
Yeah,
in the usual kind of flow of work life, school life.
Yeah, nice. So there's some definite good bits amongst it all, and hopefully today we'll be able to talk through some of the ways that we can manage it as well, some strategies that help us get through.
Sounds excellent.
You're listening to Being Real Parents with Kate and Anna on Plains FM 96.9. Cool, so ways to get through what feels like a pretty hectic time. What kind of strategies have you got up your sleeve, Juliet? Give them to me all.
Try and pass on the wise words that don't always stick in my head. One of the things I was thinking about is that thinking about knowing your children and kind of how they respond to the less structure that they're going to have in their days. So I know some kids where they're happy with just like, we get up in the morning and we'll just see what the day brings.
Yeah, cool.
I don't have those children.
Yeah.
I have the children that if we don't have too much structure and routine or knowing what's coming, then they just kind of start to go a little bit frazzled.
Yeah.
And they're more coming to us asking for things. We can have the odd day where it's just a chill out day. We'll just see what happens. But we will do a list near the start of the holidays of things we would like to do. That could include things from me like, we need to tidy your bedroom.
Yeah. I love it.
It's getting out of control. Through to, go to the beach, put a tent up in the backyard and spend a night in it, have a movie afternoon, all sorts of, whatever's within your realm of achievability.
Yeah.
And then that's something that you can keep referring back to for ideas when everyone's like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, cool.
And then also we usually talk about what's going to happen the next day.
Yeah.
And have usually something planned, whether that is we're tidying your bedroom tomorrow.
Yeah. They're like, yay!
They don't necessarily like the activities, but because that also helps me in terms of it's my holiday, but there's things I want to get achieved that I can't normally get done.
Yeah.
And then what other activity? Oh, we're going to go to the beach or we're going to the pool or, we're going to go for a big walk or whatever activity it is that we want to do. And I find that helps them know what's going to happen and also helps us get moving in the morning going, okay, you wanted to go to Arana Park? Okay, we need to get moving now.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's such a good idea. So having a list that you've all kind of contributed to and that's a real fun thing to do at the start of the holidays too. Hey, like what are all the things that we actually want to do? Because that's quite fun, thinking about that. And then that's that satisfaction as well, being able to tick them off as well. Like, we've done that. That's cool. And sometimes it can feel like at the end of the holidays we haven't done anything. But if you've actually reflected back on a list of the things that you have done, I can imagine that would be quite cool.
Yes. Yep. And like you say, them contributing to it and making sure that it's things that we can achieve in a family. So not like, let's go to Rarotonga and then Fiji and then Australia. That's not what we're doing these school holidays. So it's things that we're actually going to be able to do. And if you don't get them all done, that's okay.
Yeah, you could add them to the next holiday list.
Yep. It's the thing to refer back to.
Yeah. Nice. So that creates some structure, some routine, especially for our tamariki that need that as well.
Yeah.
They need to know what's coming up.
And I think the other part of the routine is still having some routine in your day.
Yeah.
Because for most kids,
Yeah.
not all kids, but most kids, that routine gives them security about
Yeah.
knowing what's coming, whether it's knowing that I'm getting food at the same times that I
Yeah.
normally get food, that I'm still going to get some regular sleep, and so I can still function the next day.
Yeah, those basic kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all the time. There's going to be days when you want to go look at the Christmas lights when it's actually dark.
Yeah. That is a tricky thing about Christmas lights, hey? Yeah.
I've done a lot of summers in my life, but I'm still surprised at how light it is at night.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. It's crossed my mind too. I'm like, that's not happening. One day, but not yet.
So yeah, like the odd out of routine stuff is okay. It's about the most of the time, not all of the time. And that's going to be, it's for you as well,
Yeah, definitely.
getting some sleep to be able to function as a family. Because it's hard to communicate well.
Of course.
When you're tired.
It is. It is. I know that well.
You say that as a baby.
Yeah, but I like that. So, like, what chunks of routine can we still get in there? Is it that morning kai still at the same time? Most of the time. Is bedtime still at the same time? Most of the time. Yeah, and keep those things consistent so that they do still have some kind of routine. Yeah, awesome. And there's often more people around too, hey, like more like extended whānau, maybe more friends, people maybe popping in more, that kind of unexpected stuff going on, and seeing people that we're maybe not used to seeing maybe as frequently. That can be challenging, hey?
Yes, and draining.
Yeah.
Like, because there's the people, that whole idea of introvert, extrovert, but like, do you like being around people all the time and does that give you energy?
Yeah.
Or is this actually a really draining thing for you to have all that constant change?
Yeah.
And we often talk about parenting be about reflection.
Yeah.
As like, as a parent I might be enjoying this, but maybe it's overwhelming for my child.
Yeah.
And trying to find that balance for everyone in the family.
Yeah, and potentially having some time maybe in the day where we don't see other people. It might be that kind of quiet time or and maybe letting whānau know that too, that actually during this, it's kind of like visiting hours, isn't it?
Isn't it like common on Christmas Day? It happens in my family, like there's just like this after lunch nap.
Yeah.
But everyone just seems to have this like, well, it's Christmas lunch, so we now all have quiet time for a couple of hours on this specific day.
Yeah, where we all kind of just go and chill out. I love that. It's good. But it's knowing your own kids, hey, and your own families and what works for you and what doesn't. So if you know that your kids need that time to chill and to maybe not have people around, then thinking about how you can make that happen for them.
Yeah, because when I'm thinking about my kids, that there's like one in particular, he gets so much energy from others and being around others helps because he's just an energizer bunny. He's just constant energy. And so that helps sort of use up that energy. But I also know he gets to the point when he's like, I just need my world to be smaller and I need a book.
Yeah.
And just leave me with my book.
Yeah, for sure.
So keeping an eye on that for where he's at. So he doesn't end up showing a behaviour that he doesn't really want to, but he's just got overwhelmed.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so finding ways, I guess, for those days when maybe there is people around and actually that is just kind of the reality of where things are at, how can our children almost maybe escape that too, for have little moments? Like I know my daughter, she definitely needs that time. Often around lunchtime, after lunchtime, where I guess traditionally she would have had that nap when she was younger, where she just needs to have that time where she kind of just disconnects. And often that is her screen time, that she will go away. And for me, I'm perfectly okay with that. That's her time, that she goes and has a bit of screen time. And usually she comes back when she's ready, or if the screen time goes on for too long, it might be kind of like, okay, we need to find something else to do. You can stay in here, but so maybe shaping what that looks like. But actually, meeting our expectations with the reality around that as well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what do they need at this time to support them through that?
And that again comes back to the most of the time, not all of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay that they've watched a movie today when they wouldn't normally watch a movie, but they also watched one yesterday.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And it's wet outside.
Yeah.
You've just got to manage what you've got to manage.
Yeah, for sure. Be kind to yourself, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that was something else we kind of talked about, was around how we, being kind to ourselves, but actually, like, this is our holiday too, and, like, how do we find some moments for ourselves as well?
Yeah, which is always a challenge, being a parent, and particularly the mum.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be in paid employment as well as the unpaid labour of being a mum. Trying to prioritise yourself and find that time. I was actually thinking about this just yesterday and remembering that last summer I started doing lots of walks in the morning, just becoming sort of a bit of a habit.
Yeah.
And realising how much, like, I just loved it.
Nice.
Like, just going out when it's reasonably early, so it's still quietish, on nice days, and listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
And just coming back and being like, okay,
I'm good to go.
I'm in a better headspace now. And I remember reflecting at one point, I was like, should I not listen to a podcast? Should I be, like, mindful and listen to the birds or whatever? And I've thought about it. I was like, no, the podcast, because then I'm thinking about what I'm listening to. Whether it's a Real Parents podcast or one of the other ones I listen to. Yeah. And then I'm kind of, like, focusing on that, and that kind of has me in that headspace, and just thinking about how I want to make sure I bring that in again.
Yeah, that's so nice. Yeah, that's really cool. I love how you've described it. Actually reminded me of a Bluey episode of where Chili's, like, trying to relax so much that she's, like, really overthinking that. Like, I want to go to the beach, and then she's like, should I just stare at the ocean for a little bit, or should I read my book? Oh no, I'll read my book. Oh no. And we do that, hey, when we get those moments for ourselves that we almost overthink how we're going to enjoy that, and how
such a short period of time. I've got to get it exactly right.
Yeah, it needs to be perfect, because I don't know when I'm going to get it back again.
I might miss the opportunity to relax if I don't relax right.
Yeah. But obviously figuring out what fills your cup, and how that's, going to best serve you in those precious moments that you do get. And even just thinking about, the small little snippets. Maybe it's that you drink your coffee really mindfully in the morning and just look out the window and be, a bit present in that time, just to kind of be like, okay, like, just to have that moment, hey? And
it's good role modelling as well. Like, so if you're doing the mindful drink the cup of coffee, and the kid comes up and says, can you make my breakfast, or butter my toast, or whatever the random query is, to be able to go, I will, I'm just doing this at the moment. That it's okay for you to have that time for yourself. There's good role modelling for them.
Yeah, for sure. Easier said than done sometimes.
I know.
Like, if I just butter the toast, then it'll go away and I can drink my coffee.
I often think about these things with my youngest, is like, it's so easy just to help him so he can keep at the pace of his big siblings. Yeah. But trying to also give him the space to learn the skills.
Yeah,
as well.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, gosh. It's a juggle.
Yes. One of the things I was thinking about is that later in the holiday time period, when we're kind of, the mid-January...
The thought of that period of time right now. I'm not there yet.
I feel like I shouldn't have brought it up. I suddenly thought you haven't thought about this part yet. It's like the no man's land of where people are generally going back to work. But the kids are still there. Yeah. They're still there.
Yeah. I have thought about this. I'm just trying not to think about it.
I know. And this is when we start thinking about how we need much shorter school holidays.
Yeah.
That's definitely a time to think about your community.
Yeah, cool.
And the other parents around you who are having all the same feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
And developing those relationships, because I find the best thing is play date swaps.
Yeah, cool.
If your kids are old enough that you're happy for them to go to someone else's house and you feel comfortable having some other kids.
Yeah.
So there's one particular friend and I, we always print off the calendar for the holidays.
Yeah.
And then we just message each other. We're like, right, can you do Monday the 20th? Right, okay, I'll do that day, you do this day. And we just have a couple of days where we just swap the kids between us.
Yeah, cool. That's such a great idea.
A few friends doing that, and that can cover you for quite a few days. So you have some days where you've got extra kids.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
It's full on.
And you're buying some extra food. And then the days where you're like, okay, I have no kids, whether that's a chill out day, a work day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's a great idea, hey, sharing the load.
Yeah.
And they're having a fun time too, because they're with their mates, they're with their buddies.
Yeah.
And nice for them to have that social stuff going on in the holidays as well.
I generally find definitely by mid-January, my kids need friends for the social contact. I can't meet their energy and social needs myself.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a great tip to take away, hey, having those playdate swaps. With those people that you feel like you can do that with. And I guess it's creating those relationships too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and planning in advance.
Yeah.
When she messaged me a week ago and she goes, right, you've probably got January booked. I'm like, oh, you've far too much faith in me. No. What dates do you need? They're all free.
At all. Yeah, cool, nice. That's a goodie to take away. Nice. So, our top tips for managing the holidays. Juliet, give them to us. You are the master.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. Well, the things that I think about at this time when I need to think about the holidays is trying to still have that structure, that routine, a plan, thinking about your kids, what it is that they need. I find that really helpful. Draw on your community. Think about the other parents around you and plan those play date swaps. Because your kids will love it, and you will love it, and the other parents will love it.
It's a win-win.
Yes. And the hardest thing of all is trying to find time for yourself.
Yeah, nice.
Whatever the mindful cup of coffee or the walk or, hey, maybe you get to go away for a weekend. I don't know. Whatever it is, just try and find that part of the holiday as well.
Yeah, for sure. There's quite a few challenges in those tips, isn't there? Hey?
Not easy.
Making it all work. But yeah, finding time for yourself definitely, as we, so often talk about, is so important and, helps our parenting so much in the long run when we are in a good space.
Yes.
Our kids are so much more likely to be in a good space if we are, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I hope that we all manage to make it through these holidays. I'm sure we will. And we've got some things we can go away and think about. I'm personally going to go away and brainstorm all of the things that I want to do on these holidays. And then I think that's a really cool idea. And I'm going to get Willow involved in that. And I think, hopefully we won't have too many trips to Fiji or which I know that she wants to do. I'd love to, but yeah. And thank you to everyone that's been listening to us throughout the year. We've loved being here, and hopefully you've been able to take some tips away and try some things out. Over the holidays, feel free to jump on our social pages and check us out, see what we're up to. And we look forward to seeing you all, talking to you all again in the new year. Awesome. Thanks for being with us today.
We hope you've learned that while parenting is challenging sometimes, that's totally normal. It's been fun having you with us. Keep being amazing.
Bye!